All right, kiddos, gather around because today we're talking about the greatest power struggle, well, probably since Tom Brady made it his 5th retirement, but with much more drama and much more juicier. Today we're talking about how the NCAA lost complete control of college football, not only to the SEC and the Big Ten, but your favorite Mickey Mouse, ESPN. Yeah, they lost it faster than Lane Kiffin lost his job at USC, okay? Too soon? Nah.
Once upon a time, the NCAA was like that one friend who plans the road trip. They made the rules, called the shots, and decided which ball games mattered and which ones were the participation trophies of college football. But, much like that friend, they eventually got overruled by the ones that were paying for gas and snacks and pretty much everything else. Enter SEC, the Big Ten, and ESPN.
You see, the SEC and the Big Ten were always live with the party. You had the SEC, the loud, the flashy one of the tailgate, and of course you had the Big Ten. Big trust fund, baby. But someone had a good shotgun, a good beer. And then of course you had ESPN, the puppet master of them all. Enough money just to buy about anything, including college football.
Things started shifting when the SEC signed a TV deal so massive that Scrooge McDuck would have drowned in his own gold. Suddenly, the SEC were swimming in money like Nick Saban swims in 5-star recruits. The Big Ten saw this and said, "Hold my corn-fed beer," and inked their own monstrous deal. Meanwhile, the NCAA was busy trying to figure out whether players should be allowed to have cream cheese on their bagels. True story. Google it.
What?
Yeah, while the SEC and the Big Ten were building empires, the NCAA was worried about people putting toppings on their bagels. Yeah, you can't make this up.
The Great Migration began. Texas and Oklahoma bolted to the SEC because apparently winning the Big 12 just wasn't challenging enough. USC and UCLA ditched the sunny beaches of California for the cornfields of the Big Ten. Yeah, because who wouldn't trade 70-degree winters for snow in November?
At this point, the conference map looked like Twister on steroids. You had rivalries ruined, traditions thrown to the wayside, and the NCAA just standing around looking like that meme with John Travolta not knowing what to do. You had West Coast teams in the Midwest, and you had SEC teams claiming they played defense. Wild times, truly.
And who was the mastermind behind this realignment chaos? None other than the most famous mouse in the world, also known as the Disney Corporation and parent company of ESPN, the sports network with more influence than a high school cheerleading captain. They were writing checks, creating schedules, and pretty much calling the shots. Why? Because ESPN realized college football is a gold mine, and they wanted to be the only ones with a pickaxe.
You see, ESPN just didn't want a piece of pie. They wanted the whole dang bakery, okay? They stole the SEC soul, they tangoed with the Big Ten, they left the NCAA just sitting there at the kids' table. And what did the NCAA do? Doubled down on recruiting violations from 2009. Good job, guys. Good job.
It's like having a beeper in the age of smartphones. The NCAA was so busy being the morality police, they forgot to be relevant. Meanwhile, ESPN was building a college football empire that resembled the Roman Empire. And the SEC and Big Ten were their best gladiators.
So here we are. The NCAA has as much control over college football as I do my wife and her Amazon spending. The SEC and the Big Ten, King of the Hills, ESPN, the puppet masters, and the rest of us, well, we get to enjoy our memes in this madness. Who needs stability when you have a 12-team playoff, right? USC, Rutgers, Snowstorm, sign me up. Well, there you have it, folks. College football used to be about traditions, pageantry, and amateurism. You know, before money was king and all. But now it's like Game of Thrones with a little more tailgating and less dragons, of course. NCAA, well, they used to be the guy that ran everything until they got outsmarted by the ones who actually wanted power. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below how this all somehow ties back to Nick Saban, because honestly, doesn't everything?